Just another JMFU. I'm free bleeding again, guys. Boo! Boo! Now's where you hit the dislike button because you hate hearing about free bleeding. Maybe I'll title this video Free Bleeding as well. Because I'm about to talk about bleeding. So if you don't want to hear about the bleeding, you better hit the dislike button and unsubscribe right now. So, I always get so bitter when people hit the dislike button on videos. But it's good. It's good for me to experience getting rejected. And so, keep it coming. And it's about to get real personal real quick because I like the blood flow. I think it's kind of cool. So, what I experience is that, so when I take my baths, my monthly moontime baths, it's interesting because it's the first day of my cycle, and so the blood flow is kind of more like clotty, like it's very stringy in a sense where it globule blood. It's like it's not just like liquid blood. Like my womb is shredding itself within my body, and pieces of my womb are coming out of my vagina. So in that, any woman knows what I'm talking about, and it's interesting because the blood comes out and it's like stringy in a sense, and then like I didn't realize it at first, but of course I'm sitting in a bathtub, and so the blood's going into the bathtub. Now it's not like deep red water, guys. I just noticed like, oh look, there's some like blood clots in the water. Okay, so I picked one up and was smashing it in my fingers. And it's just interesting because I want to not be disgusted by my own body and my own bodily processes that all women go through. And so I'm spreading it around in my fingers, and I'm looking at, and I hashtag my post with a whole bunch of like supportive things about periods and menstrual movement, stuff like that. Like there's a lot of good things about ending the stigma on blood flow. And it's interesting, and when you pee, then you push the blood out, so you can watch yourself pee and watch the blood come out. It's really intriguing, actually. So that's a little bit about the blood flow stuff. If you made it this far, congratulations. Thank you for supporting a woman's body. We appreciate it. And we don't like to be made to feel disgusting because we bleed from our vaginas. And so I've been in the bathtub. Man, it's like, I've probably been in the bathtub since like 11 a.m. or something like that. I don't know when I got in here, but it's 2:30 now. And so my body feels good. My cramps, I don't really have cramps anymore right now. And the warm water, I've refilled the bathtub a bunch of times. Now it's interesting because, okay, either way I make a lot of waste. You either use tampons or pads, of course. I'd like to get like the period underwear or like the menstrual cup things. I'd like to try that, so then you can reduce waste. But I don't have those things yet, and of course we're in the desert, so I don't like to waste water, but I also don't want to take ibuprofen because I can experience this pain and it allows me to be more connected with my body, and I have a great opportunity every month, so Eckhart Tolle says, that I can connect deeper with, how does he word it, with existence and experiences, because I experience pain every month. And so for the past few months, as long as I'm not working, because if I'm working, I really have a hard time functioning. But me and Brandon, we went up on the mountain last month, and I was in a lot of pain during my period last month for the first day. We went up on the mountain, and I wanted to be there and experience it. I was in so much pain, but I didn't want to take ibuprofen. I wanted to make it through it. So we tried getting hot hands, those little heat packets, and I put a hot hand in my pants on my belly, and that helped. And let's see. So even then, when I was in terrible pain, I found a way to make it through it without taking ibuprofen. Now, I know everyone's bodies are different, and I know that not all women experience periods the way I do. And like my sister, she used to get so sick during her periods that she would throw up. Like, she would be absolutely debilitated, worse than me. And at least I think she threw up. She was really sick. And so I allowed myself to feel the pain as a way to get closer to my body and existence, and being happy and celebrating the womanly form and that I am a woman. And then I'm fertile, as far as I'm aware, and that the blood flow should be celebrated. This is how I'm made. And I don't know what's gonna. Oh, waste. So the water, yes, I'm using a lot of water. What does Batman say in that one thing? Baths. No, not bats. Baths. Take a shower. You use a third of the water as a bath. And so I know, like, I don't want to waste stuff, and I know the water is rare in the desert, and then that goes into all sorts of things having to do with dams and the Colorado River, and then water getting to Mexico, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of good stuff in water conservation. So it's kind of like, oh crap, what do? I sit in the bathtub and I refill it 3 times. Like, I let it drain down if it's getting cold, and I put more hot water in. So I'm still being wasteful, but at least my body doesn't hurt. I mean, it's not wasteful in the sense that I'm taking care of my body, but I just want to be eco-friendly as well, you know what I mean? So, and warm water keeps keeps my cramps down. So, I don't know. I guess I could end up letting the water slowly turn to its cold water. Maybe I'll try that next time. Let it go to whatever temperature is going to be as it slowly gets cooler and cooler, and just still sitting in it without refilling it. I don't know. Well, anyways, I worked on my sigils, I burned sage, I read from my book, spent some time on my iPad, edited photos, made a post, took some photos. So here's my post-its for the day. Still reading the attached book. I'm almost done. I don't know, I probably have like 100 pages left. Like 70 pages. So here's my post-its from today. His well-being comes second to none. Sugar and tea and rum. One day when the second is gone, we'll take our leave and go. I confide in him first. His opinion matters most. I admire and protect him. Reward his need for closeness with even more closeness. Be around and communicate with people and friends who make me feel secure. Ignore the rest if necessary to maintain peace. Be near those who comfort and nurture me. Do what makes you peaceful. You don't need to talk to people who make you anxious. Am I treated like royalty or ignored? Those in my inner circle I treat like royalty. Are they treating you like royalty? Nervous? Divert your attention. Massage, exercise, healthy, comforting food, quiet down. Don't beat yourself up. Be compassionate. The pain is real. Don't deny it. Pamper your body and soul. Deactivate. Remind yourself why you don't want them in your life. Their hurtful qualities. Stay in the peaceful place. That's what I got so far. So I'm working on finding this song. I'm working on finding a good balance of, I've been really peaceful today. Communication with others has been at a minimum. I haven't really had much of a drive to communicate because, or try and communicate with people so much unless they're someone who actually makes me feel secure and safe. And that's been really nice today, rather than, I messaged a few people, but I mean like actually being aware, hey, there's like so many people who you communicate, who you feel anxious about communicating with. Why are you communicating with them when you want to have a peaceful day? So to not communicate with those people has proved to allow my day to be much more peaceful and much more secure and much more aware and happy. I've been happy so far today. I've been very happy. And so I'm working hard. And I still have anxiety coming up. Like I felt really good being in here in this tub. And then it's like, oh, well, when I get out, what am I going to do? And then, oh, I'm supposed to talk to my family. And my family doesn't really always make me feel very secure. A lot of the times it kind of triggers, they trigger my anxiety because in a sense they're avoidant of me intentionally or unintentionally, but they're not there. And so then to think much about them and how I wish for communication to be different then causes anxiety to rise up. So it's interesting, but I'm going to be talking to them in like a half hour. We're going to do a little Skype call, and that should be good. I haven't talked to my sister or my nieces and nephew in a long time. So, I kind of, I've been working on allowing the relationship to be exactly as it is without forcing it or feeling bad that it's not something that I'd like it to be, or it's not where I'd want it to be. So I'm working on allowing it to be what it is and acknowledge that the people who are on the other side, like my sister or my parents, that they're completely content and happy with how it is and they have no hard feelings and they're not sad about it. They might miss me, but they're not like wanting it to change. Like they're not striving for it to be something other than it is. So on their end, it's completely good as far as I'm aware. And so therefore, on my end, it's honestly completely good because that's what they want and that's what it is and everybody's happy and there's nothing I can do to change it except for accept it. So I guess that's a deactivating strategy, to acknowledge the negatives in a relationship and how it makes me hurt, and then distancing myself from it rather than attempting over and over and over again. So, in a sense, I am becoming more secure because I am allowing it to be what it is without forcing it to be something that it isn't. Alright. I think I'm almost done with my bath time. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And catch you on the flip side.